All right, everybody, we are watching. We got the squeeze play on right now, waiting for Georgia Tech game to start. Obviously, Miami just took a massive lead early against Alabama with a three-run home run by Daniel Cuvée. And I told you guys, like, that Miami can win that regional. Daniel Cuvée just has to beat Daniel Cuvée, and looks like he's showed up so far. Massive. Rex, you're massive. Let me make sure my YouTube chat's working. Swear to God. Okay, it is. Nice. It was massive. Massive home run. But I don't... Why is it not pulled up here on... All right, Georgia Tech and Western Kentucky is now live. I got some chips. I got some salsa. We are chilling. We are chilling. That's the good stuff, guys. All right, come on. We need this Western Kentucky Georgia Tech game to start. Chat is working, Barks. What's up, man? We just started the stream like 3 minutes ago, so. No, I got you. I know what you're saying. Miami out to a 3-0 lead already. All right, here we go. Can I pull up? I want to pull up a double box here. Maybe I can pull up a second window. No, it's not letting me. Wait. See if we can pull up Miami too. Tate McKee is starting for Georgia Tech. All right. First pitch. Georgia Tech, Western Kentucky on the way. Tight zone already, I guess. Wow. '93. Hey, Miami, baby. Big home run by Cuvée, man. Wait, were they talking trash? Like, what was going on, Canes? Great start for Miami, though. Siskar's got a good lead for himself. Leadoff base hit for Western Kentucky. How's the crowd there in Hattiesburg, Canes? I called it too. Baseball America didn't have him as one of the top 25 performers in the regionals. That list was so whack too. I agree. Tate McKee not looking as good as he did in the ACC tournament first inning. He's kind of looks like he's back down to his normal velo. He's like 92, 94. Fastball doesn't have quite as much sink on it. There's a 95. Okay. First at bat ever in the postseason, he made a statement. Yes, he did. One out for Georgia Tech. Nancy's in the house. What's up, Nancy? No Alabama fans, surprisingly. I think Miami and Alabama have the same amount of fans. A lot of Southern Miss here, but it's not full yet. It should be crazy at 7 p.m. Yeah. A bit nervous. You need a Rita. Oof, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. That does sound nice. Wow, A&M is not going to be getting rid of Michael Early. Earlier today, this is from A&M Athletic Director Trev Alberts. Earlier today, I met with Coach Early to discuss the state of our baseball program. I appreciate Mike's work in taking a holistic view of what changes need to be made so that we have a baseball program that meets our high standards. Baseball success is critically important to Texas A&M. I am confident in Mike's ability to execute the needed change and fully support his vision going forward. Wow. After Kendall Rogers came out last night saying that it was fully expected that he was going to be gone. Galvin at the plate. I'll say this: McKee does not look like he's fooling hitters very well. Well, Alabama gets out of it. Best case scenario, they get Cuvée leading off, that's tough for Miami, but doesn't have his ACC tournament stuff. Yeah, he doesn't. It's not even close, to be honest. It's not as much sink. He's still getting run, but the sink is really the differentiator. Like a two-seam fastball, like any good hitter just knows how to make an adjustment with that. Sink is much harder to really get underneath, right? I mean, it's so hard to fight underneath and have the right approach. Did you see the 88 A&M just made a statement announcing early will return for next year? I did. Especially after Kendall Rogers wrote an article last night saying it was fully expected that Early was going to be gone. Like, that's what he said in the article. So he was wrong. Or Michael Early's just very good in these interviews. What are you munching on? Siete, corn tortilla chips, street corn flavor. Please, Siete, sponsor me. I go through about a bag of these a day. Please. Please. Mott, thank you for joining the stream. Guys, that's Mott Hyde, Georgia Tech legend, two-time ACC champion. Joining the chat. Palka should be here soon. He told me he was going to be a little bit late, but I'm starting to get a little bit upset. Dusty's nowhere to be found. I mean, what's the two guys that were in the chat earlier saying, "Are you streaming during the game? Are you streaming during the game?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going to." And they're not here. Oh no. Oh my. I will say this. Based on that first inning from Tate McKee, we're going to need guys in the bullpen right now. That's like, he's not making guys look bad. He's leaving stuff a bunch over the middle. Listening to game on Georgia Tech broadcast, so a few seconds ahead of TV. Don't you dare, Nancy, spoil it. Don't you dare spoil anything. Siskar has gotten 4 outs on 11 pitches for Miami. Dude, Siskar is going to be very good. Lord help us. We have Linus Baker behind the plate. Well, you have a lead and you have a sinker slider guy, so that actually could be good for you guys. But he is tough. He is tough. Wow, I just nailed my mic. Let me back this thing up a little bit. There we go. Siskar is going to be so good by the time he's a junior. He is. Like, if he adds, I mean, because his fastball, what right now is like low 90s. Like, what is his fastball right now, Zach? Like, you've watched all the games. Where does his velocity consistently hover around? There's nothing worse when you get down to the bottom of a chip bag and it's a bunch of crumbs. Like, it's just like, $91, $93. That's what I thought. Pretty much sits in the low 90s. Like, if he gets up to, which is totally normal for a guy to do, if he can get up to where he's sitting like 93, 95 with that run and sink, he's going to be very good. I've seen Alabama's guys like literally touching basically 100. Let's see if Drew Burress can welcome this guy to the big time. Wow, that's a brutal strike call right there. Maybe McKee got the nerves out. It's possible. But it's not about nerves, Nancy, from that inning for me. I'm just watching, like, what's the contact look like? Like, what's the contact look against a pitcher who these guys have never faced before in the first inning? And when you're seeing a couple guys hit the ball hard and they're not really looking fooled and they're having pretty good at bats against them already in the first inning, that's not a great sign. Again, that it's not a 100% indicator of what's going to happen, but it's not a great sign in the first inning when you're already like, okay, we're giving up base hits and stuff. Miami, I mean, Siscar is looking great, man. Siscar is looking great. He's just pounding the strike zone and getting quick outs. It's a lost start in baseball now. Everybody wants to start off with a slider and throw like 6 pitches per hitter, and then your starting pitcher goes 4 2/3. Like, Siscar is the type of guy that, like, this is a big game for Miami. Can Siscar go deep? And right now, he hasn't even thrown 20 pitches in 2 innings. He's at like 15 pitches. Burress having a good first at bat here. 96 for Whalen from Western Kentucky. Dude, Western Kentucky's no joke, man. No joke. Western Kentucky is no joke. They have legit offense, legit pitching. Burress is fighting it off. Oh my, Burress almost went out, though. Are radar guns juiced now? Yes. Yes, they are. They are. Just turn the camera game on. Just turn the camera game on. What pitch did Cuvée go oppo on? I don't know what pitch it was. I didn't see. I just went live. Yeah, they're juiced probably like a couple miles an hour than from when we played in like college. Because they've updated the system twice since then. So it's probably on average about 2 mile an hour difference. Wow, I thought Burress hit that out. Yeah, it's like it kind of faded towards the line late. I wonder if the wind's blowing kind of right across the field. Ole Miss seems like a launching pad. I mean, I did not think he hit it that well, and that almost got out. So I think you're right, Zach. It looks like it's a launching pad. Not a lot of fans there right now, which is not. I mean, you kind of probably. I mean, that's Georgia Tech. Ole Miss is kind of a far drive. It's not terrible. And then, well, I mean, yeah, it's pretty far. And then Western Kentucky is obviously a far drive. A little hit by pitch action there. Cuvée is getting pitched around here. Dude, I'm already running low on chips, man. Anyone seen Baseball America? Cuvée, Dubsky. Dude, this is a great sign for Miami that Daniel Cuvée is locked in on a guy throwing 100. And that's why he's elite, right? There's a lot of hitters that have a lot of success in college baseball, but when they face elite velocity, they get dominated, which is normal. Like, that's a big jump for a college hitter. But Cuvée is just like, this guy looks like this guy's throwing 88 to Cuvée. You got to love Kyle Lodi's breaking ball in the dirt, bounces away from the catcher, and he's holding up a stop sign. Thankfully, Kent Schmidt did not listen. Did you see the head coach runner was picked at third with one out, fell asleep on the 1-5 pick? Say that again, Wally. Which game? The HC runner was picked at third. Oh, Houston Christian? I didn't see that. Kendall Rogers said he's shocked by A&M's defense. Let's see. I mean, dude, he literally wrote an article last night saying that, like, all indications, everyone he was talking to was basically saying that Michael Early is returning, or sorry, was going to be gone. Wow. So, I mean, either A&M just doesn't like, and the reality is there are a lot of Miami gets Cuvée to third, so good productive at bat. The reality is there are a lot of why did that just do that? Okay. There are a lot of head coach candidates out there that are, being talked about, everything like that, that have really big buyouts, like really big buyouts. So A&M could be making the decision because they just don't like the current guys out there, which is strange because I feel like I've heard a lot of people now saying like Rob Vaughn would be a favorite at A&M because he's a Texas guy. It's just like, and again, I'm not going hard on Michael Early, but like I've talked to a lot of people around the game and, basically was told that, it's like everyone was really surprised. Like he was like the third assistant at A&M. It wasn't like he was the pitching coach or the recruiting coordinator or anything like that. He was kind of the third assistant, like the volunteer before they started paying the third assistants. So usually if a guy like that gets hired and then you have not just a bad season, but like a historically bad season, usually you're gone in that circumstance. So I think everyone's shocked, Zach, and it's, I guess that's A&M is hoping for a better result next year, I guess. All right, so big situation for Georgia Tech here. 2-1, 1 out, first and second, 2-2 count to Alex Hernandez. 3-2 count now. I don't think the runners will be going because Kent Schmidt, the first baseman, is on second base. Tough at bat for Miami there. You gotta be able to put that ball in play. You gotta get Cuvée home there. Now Miami needs a hit or a pass ball to get the run in. Alex Hernandez just hit a ball deep. Three-run home run for Alex Hernandez. 3-run home run for Alex Hernandez. And guess what? You know what? The center fielder, it makes me laugh when I see outfielders, how they play around the wall. Like, that's a perfect example of just terrible defense around the wall. That pitch was filthy, Zach. It was a well-placed changeup. Like, it probably looked like a fastball right out of hand. But if you watch the Georgia Tech game, center fielder for Western Kentucky just gets back to the wall, doesn't climb it. He just tries to, like, jump. And he's got plenty of time. If he look, it hit off his glove, too. Hit off his glove. If he climbs the wall there, he's up there, and he just catches it like this. Easy. He's got plenty of time to do that. But I guarantee you, like, they never work on it. And that's a 3-run swing right there. And a lot of people say, well, you can't say you should catch that. If you just get to the wall and climb it, that's not a hard catch to make if you're athletic. You're not sniffing that ball, Kyle? Yeah, yes, I am. I'm catching that easy. Well, you know what, Mott? The difference is now all these kids play on the warning track, so you don't even have to run backwards. I was playing deep infield pretty much with every hitter. So it would be a tough play if you're playing actual, like a really good center fielder does, playing shallow. But if you're playing on the track and you just got to take 3 steps back to get to the wall, that has to be caught. And this is a Zevia, for anyone who's asking. Grape flavored. Interesting. My wife got these. Need Tate to pitch well. Big hit for Miami, man. Big. Dude, Miami's offense is having good at bats against elite velocity. Miami looks great right now. And that's a big run. Like, just keep adding on, keep having pressure. Clutch hit. Very clutch hit. I would like to see him run a little harder out of the box, but good hit. Really, best case for Georgia Tech is offense scores 12, 13 runs. Tate McKee can go 7 or 8 innings, and you just save the entire bullpen. That's really what best case scenario. That's what happens. Looks like we got the Canes that went on the 11-game winning streak so far. But it's interesting. I'd have to look at the I'd have to look at the lineup. Siskar just matches up so well against right-handed hitters, and if Alabama's got a lot of righties, like, it's going to be tough for them. This is the time I'll cheer for Miami. Go ACC. That's right. Western Kentucky pitcher thrown 29 pitches. Yes. I mean, this is in professional baseball, if you throw 30, once you get to like 35 in an inning, they take you out of the game because that's like injuries. They're scared to death of injuries happening then. So great inning for Georgia Tech. 3 runs scored. The starting pitcher threw 30 pitches. Exactly what you want. Scott Strickland just standing at the end of the dugout, just super chill. He was named in the Kendall Rogers article as being the front runner for the Ohio job. But though Kendall did say that like some work had to be done on, I'm guessing, contract, whatever. But it's looking like Strickland will be a head coach again up there in Ohio, and that's where his family's from. Or I guess his parents live up there. I'll be right back 1 second. Oh, spilled a little bit here. All right, should be good there. Still waiting for Polka and Dusty to make it in. Now I got to check if my keyboard still works. Looks like it works. Looks like it works. Definitely spilled some on my keyboard. That's right. It's old. I probably need to get a new one anyway. All right. So big inning here for both Miami and Georgia Tech. Like, what you want to see are quick innings, 1, 2, 3 innings. Like, keep all the momentum on your side. Show the rest of the room. Siskar just looking nasty, man. He's just looking nasty. The rest of the room. I'm in my basement. This is my basement dungeon office. What do you think the rest of the room looks like, Mott? Siskar's slider has such late break on it. Like, even when he hangs it like that, it just has such a late turn. It's so hard for these Alabama hitters to lay off it. And he's doing a really, really good job against the lefties of keeping his sinker down and away. He's not letting it come over the middle. He's not like starting it in and having it go back over the middle of the plate. Yeah, Tate McKee, guys, is 1-2 count, turns into a double. I can't move my camera, Mott, like that. I mean, I can, but it's just it'd be way too much of a headache to do. Stetson is all over Fritton, 4-0 in the first. Jeez, man. Dude, so many of these teams are just getting... Let me go to the D1 baseball live score. Need a quick inning here? Yes. And like again, I mean, McKee's, his fastball just doesn't have the same sink to it that it did in the ACC tournament. Like, that thing is just flat, man. And that was just a changeup, I guess. I mean, oof. Rob Vaughn has to be sick. Back-to-back regionals, they've come out flat. Vaughn about to go 0-3 in regionals. I mean, let's again, it's early and let's not count our chickens before they hatch, but they do look like, for the I mean, they just got a base hit there, but it's a lefty. That's not as good of a matchup for Siskar. Like, if Siskar just prevents the righties from doing anything, Miami's fine. Stetson's playing NC State. One of the parents' moms just told me that their players are trying to look at the pitch thing on the catcher's hand. Who is Canes? FSU on a delay, not good if they go to their pen. Wait, so the game started, now it's in a delay? 954, is that what you're saying? Yeah, that would not be good for FSU. Yeah, okay. Golly. That's a big pitch. But like McKee's fastball to me doesn't look nearly as just doesn't have nearly as much sink as it did in the ACC tournament. What a pitch by Siskar. Where is that pitch at? They called that a ball? 2-2 bottom three. Bethune tied it up. Holy cow. Siskar, dude, he is so tough on righties, man. Like, this is what I'll say, Zach, is like that he hung that, but it's just got such a late break and such a late turn. Yeah, I think Justin LeBron, no offense, I don't get the like I'm seeing people rating him as the #1 pick for next year. Wild pitch for Georgia Tech. That's not good. Justin LeBron is hitting .315 with 64 strikeouts and 222 at bats. Georgia Tech gets out of it. Big. That's a big inning right there. And he's got 17 doubles, 1 triple, 18 home runs, like 17 stolen bases. He's made 9 errors. He's fielding .961. Like, he's a very good player. Don't get me wrong. Very good player. But I don't get the people that have instantly just like catapulted him to 1-1. I'm sorry, but like hitting .315, especially in this era, is not that impressive. Want to be Cuvée, Clown Show, Baseball America? Canes, I thought you wanted him to come to Miami next year. He can come next season, but Baseball America says he's better than Cuvée. Laughable. Yeah, I tend to agree, Canes. Now, he does play shortstop, so that makes his draft stock higher because there's not as much pressure on the bat. But is his bat better than Cuvé's? No. Will he be a first-round pick? Yes. Will he be probably a top 15 pick if he does the same thing or similar to what he did this year? Yes. But should he be 1-1? I mean, you're going to have... And, well, the other thing is this. Because he's a year younger, that makes him more attractive. He will be a sophomore-eligible draft guy, so he's generally younger. 7-0 Stetson. Told you they were going to win that game. Wow. Just got on. What's the pro tip way to watch all these games? ESPN Squeeze Play? Yes, Squeeze Play. Is there a chip in here big enough to dip salsa on? That's the question. That did not look like a nice. At this rate, how far do you think McKee can go? 34 pitches through 2 innings? Well, it depends on how many pitches they're willing to let him throw. You saw UNC, I think, make a great decision allowing Knapp to go like 120, and he got them 8 1/3 innings, which completely just saved their bullpen. So In my theory, Tate McKee's been a Friday starter now for like a year and a half, essentially. He should be plenty built up enough to go 120, 100%. But I don't know what they like. So in my my opinion, he's throwing 17 pitches per inning, so he should be able to go 8 innings. Oh my gosh, Western Kentucky. I'll tell you what, I don't know how people lose the ball in the sun like that. Put your glove up and block it, man. Like he didn't have his glove up here or anything. Yeah, Jeremy, you can just watch squeeze play, or it does allow you to like make your own, like pick 4 games you want to watch, which is pretty cool. Good bunt by Will Baker. Little small ball for Georgia Tech there. Now with Drew, and it's a great decision. You got no outs. You got a runner on second. You got the best hitter in college baseball. He's certainly a top 3 college baseball hitter. Coming to the plate, he's not even up. Dylan, you got Dylan Rogers up, so maybe you shouldn't have done that. I think that might have been on his own now. I keep forgetting that Dylan Rogers is hitting 9th. Oof. All right, we're going to move that over. TCU in trouble in game 1. Is USC beating them? What's the score, Wally? Kyle, do I talk to Jonathan for you today? I texted him last night. Me and him were texting back and forth last night. I told him, I said, I think I got a few guys that are, again, like, and every coach I talk to, I always just tell them, like, I think I got a few guys who like could be potential fits for you. Obviously, if you think, we're going to pass, like, you just tell me. But, I got an SEC kid that was cut because of the roster changes who just balled out at a JUCO. I got another kid a catcher who did really well in the Gulf Coast. Great at bat by Dylan Rogers, getting the fly ball. 4-0 Georgia Tech. And then I got a kid from the West Coast who will go anywhere. Center fielder, good power speed combination. Great at bat there for Georgia Tech. Yes, went up and got that high pitch. But if you can get to it, like, I always looked for, if I was in a sac fly situation, I always look for a fastball up, because you don't have to get to it. You just got to make sure you get some barrel to it that gets it deep enough in the outfield. So Waylon is up to 41 pitches. And a long at bat here by Drew Burress would be nice. I mean, dude, you can see how the uncomfortable swings from Alabama. How big of a lead? I mean, I think if you're at 5 runs, like, for me, you want 5 or 6. And 5, the reason is 5 because with a 5-run lead, they could hit a grand slam and you're still winning. Right? So if you're ahead 5 runs, you don't bring in Patel, but he's in the bullpen and waiting. He is like ready to get hot quickly. Thanks, chat. Using a Fire Stick for ESPN Plus, not figuring out the custom quad box, but Squeeze Play working fine. Yeah, and Squeeze Play has like a bunch of games up. But they didn't have Miami and Georgia Tech up, so I just turned it off. But I mean, Zach, obviously you want as big a lead as possible because 5 runs is kind of the minimum for me. And it depends on what part of the game you're in. Like, there's so many different factors, but I think you need at least a 5-run lead. Awesome. Great to hear. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping at least, like, I think Jonathan will be interested in, like, a few of those guys. Like, it seemed like Miami's needs in the portal lined up well with, like, the guys I have that could be fits there. So we'll see. On the recruiting side, are you getting a lot more clients from JUCO level looking for the next 4-year opportunity? Curious what most JUCOs are pursuing. D2, D3, NAI, or hoping for D1 or bust? No, I think, well, we are, Wally, we are getting a bunch more, like, transfer portal requests, JUCO guys requesting to work with us. I actually just signed a JUCO guy yesterday. But to me, it's all about, like, it's like, depends on what JUCO you're at. If you're playing in, like the Panhandle of Florida, like if you're playing in that conference, or if you're in the Alabama Community College, like a lot of the JUCO, it's all about where you're playing. So if you're like in the Panhandle, if you're in, Georgia Highlands, or if you're in Alabama, for the most part, you're playing against like really good, or if you're in Texas, over there with Blinn and over there on the West Coast, there's some good ones as well. So those areas, like, everybody wants those guys for the most part. San Jack, those, it's just like there's a lot of really good JUCOs, but it depends on what JUCO you're at. If you're playing in one of the top JUCO conferences and you're putting up big time numbers, like, you're gonna have people that want you. Because generally speaking, this is what you know about a JUCO player. A JUCO player is not a prima donna for the most part. Like, they're used to grinding, right? Some of these JUCOs are starting to get pretty good facilities, but still, like, is it the same as Georgia Tech or like Miami or Ole Miss or Tennessee? No. So, like, and Tate McKee is actually looking really, really a lot better in the third inning here. But JUCO kids, are going to be tough mentally. They know how to grind. They know how to work. They can. A lot of these guys made the decision to go JUCO because they knew it was the best route. A lot of the JUCO guys had D1 offers, but they said, you know what? I'm going to delay the gratification. I'm going to go to junior college, and it's going to pay off for me in a year or two. Those are guys you want on your team. Those are the guys in conditioning that are, making sure guys run hard, and they're making sure guys make it in. All right, we got a little bit of a sticky situation here for Miami. Bases loaded for Alabama with 1 out. I don't know how that ball falls in, to be honest. I do not know how that ball falls in. It's 4-0, Polka. Georgia Tech's up 4-0. That ball's got to be caught. I'm sorry. And if he makes a good throw, he's out at second, too. So I know Torres is a really good center fielder. He just must not have got a great read on that. It looks like he thought that was hit a lot harder than it was. And again, that happens with every center fielder. Like, you can't be perfect. Even if you're an elite defender, you're going to make a bad read sometimes. And I think Torres just made a bad read on that, because I can't believe that fell in. Better third inning. What you talking about, man? I mean, better than the first 2 innings. Better than the first 2 innings, Dan. His stuff's starting to pick up as well. Like he was like 92, 93 in the first, and he's hitting more 4s and 5s now. He's at 45 pitches. I mean, get out here. You're at a really good, 2 great pitches to start off this hitter too. Fastball in the corner, backdoor slider on the corner. He's looked like he's kind of found his command with his pitches now. And it's not to say his command was bad early. He just wasn't hitting his spots. He was leaving things over the plate. Canes, this is one of those situations, and Zach, this is one of those situations we talked about in games with Alabama here. Bases loaded, 1 out. If Miami can prevent them from scoring in this inning, that will be a huge... Yeah, Vaughn is just so good, man. That's all right. You get an out for Miami. It's going to be close. They're probably going to review that. If that throw is on the bag, he's definitely out. Vaughn's just got such a quick release and such a strong arm. I guess they're not going to review it. Man, that play at home for Alabama shouldn't even have been close. I mean, his slide was bad. He, like, pulled his front leg back. I can't believe that I can't believe that Western Kentucky didn't challenge that play at second. But I guess it's not a... And it's weird, too, because they say, oh, teams got 2 challenges, but then late in the game, like, the umpires will challenge it if they want to. I think he's safe at home. Team is pretty young, so does Georgia Tech go after arms in the portal? Yes, they have to go after arms in the portal. They don't need they really just need depth pieces for the most part for position players. But they need to get like 90% of their portal additions, unless they can somehow land like an elite bat that fits like their need. Because I do think right field is kind of a... Like basically, your shortstop position is going to need to be filled. So you either go for like, if you move Kearse to short, you're either looking for a shortstop, like a third baseman, or maybe like a right fielder. But then you need to get some starting pitchers. Because if this year is any indication, a lot of those young guys did not pitch a lot this year. Right? Like a lot of the young guys did not pitch a lot. So if that either you felt as a staff that, dude, he may be out at home. He may be out. What is he doing with his front leg when he slid? Okay, he's safe. That was way closer at home than it should have been. But yes, Nancy, like I can tell you from talking to the staff that is what they're going to be focused on in the portal. Is they're going to try to go after some, a starting pitcher or two, some back end bullpen guys. Western Kentucky is having some major issues with fly balls right now. They do not look good on high fly balls. I don't know if it's windy out there or what. That is tough for Miami. Big hit there. 2-out hit for Alabama. And I don't really like that pitch call there from Siskar. I mean, his sinker is so tough on righties, and you go with the slider, and he just hangs it. I'd much rather just go with the sinker and try to get a ground ball. It's very tough to elevate a right-on-right sinker. Yep, Bama right back in it. That's fine, though. I mean, Alex Hernandez looking locked in. Base it into center field. Bottom of the lineup for Bama coming through. Yep. And they weren't going to go down like that. I mean, like they were going to put up a fight. They're a well-coached team. Like 4 runs. Let's say it like this. Like 4 runs in this era of college baseball is not going to win you a lot of games. Awkward time? What do you mean awkward time? Really good turn by Western Kentucky. Really good feed by the third baseman. He got rid of that quickly with a lot of arm. He may be safe at first base, though. I don't know if they're going to review it or not, but... Yep, bottom of the order did their job for Alabama, 100%. And it's these lefties that you worry about for Alabama. Again, that double down the line, I didn't like the slider call because Siskar's sinker is so tough on righties. You just throw the sinker down the middle and let it run and sink to the bottom part of the zone and in under the hands of the righties. It's so hard to get inside that and get it in the air. Wow, we've allowed 50 runs in the 4th inning this year. That's crazy. It's a big at bat right here. Oh, no. Good play. They're able to get out of it. I thought that was going to be a bad one. All right, I got to go eat some dinner. Good start to the game for Georgia Tech. Thanks for joining the stream, guys. It's dinner time in the Wren household. We'll probably do a stream later tonight as well, okay? For some of the later games going on, the 1 seed games.